Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm King Sway with my snoring dog in the background. I didn't want to wake her up and I didn't want to move, so you're probably going to hear her snoring. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard her, my little Desi baby snoring in a video or two. Anyway, I do apologize for not getting out a video to you guys yesterday. Work was a long day. I am going to try and get 2 videos out to you tomorrow to fill my 3 video a week quota. It's kind of late with me making it. It's, as of me recording this, it's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, I'm on the East Coast. And I still have dad duties. As I said, I have kids, and some of them are quite small. My youngest just turned 5. So basically, what I'm saying is, I apologize for not getting out that video to you yesterday, but I was busy, busy being a father. But without further ado, today's video. In today's video, we have not allowing an immortal familiar is apparently completely nerfing his character. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into this. So I'm probably going to have a lot to say about this one. Here we go. This is a shorter story about a player I had in a campaign I run. I will name him Yardum, and this is one of the many stories I have about this guy. The crux of this issue is that Yardum kept trying to inject overpowered homebrew into the campaign and would get upset when I tell him he couldn't do it. I'm already on the fence about this. For those of you that have been with me for a few videos, you know for a fact I flat out state that I power game. But I power game within the confines of the game. Like, okay, my monk, my elemental monk, hexblade warlock. But we're gonna. Oh hey, Magamore. We're gonna keep with the story. So here we go. He had this familiar robot spider thing that he also used as his spiritual weapon. I don't even like that. Like, no, okay. I have no inherent issue with this, and for the most part, there were no issues. Sorry. Until a certain combat encounter presented itself where he was doing a lot of damage with his familiar. Yalom had initially summoned the spider as a spiritual weapon, but then started casting spells through it. The spider was just ripping into enemies, rolling constantly high damage with Yalom casting spells through it familiar. As a result of this, I rolled that one of the enemies got really annoyed and aimed at the spider. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm gonna go with it. Yardum then told me I couldn't target the spider since it was his spiritual weapon. I explained to Yardum that sure, he had initially summoned the spider as a spiritual weapon, but I pointed out that he had been using it mostly as a familiar and he was casting spells through it. That meant that it was currently a familiar and could be targeted. I then explained that if you're using a familiar spiritual weapon and you use it to cast spells, in that round is currently a familiar and can be targeted. This would not end its function as a spiritual weapon, but it wouldn't be able to function as a familiar until you go through the standard practice, or rather I said process, of resummoning it. Yardum apparently wasn't okay with this and accused me of going out of my way to completely nerf his character. I responded telling him I'm not nerfing his character. I'm just not allowing a player to have an immortal and vulnerable familiar that can have give the help action and cast spells through that because that stuff's overpowered. Wholly, fully, truly, and completely. He pouted for the rest of the session and afterwards made some really passive aggressive comments about how controlling I am. I just rolled my eyes at him, and this was the beginning of the end for him. He eventually rage quit out of the campaign mid-combat because he failed a concentration check on a spell. TLDR, player Paladin accuses me of completely nerfing his character because I won't have an immortal and vulnerable familiar. That is the end of the post. Alright, so this is the part where, I get my little, what's what I'm looking for. My feedback, my backdrop, and all that good stuff like that. I said backdrop. I did mean feedback, but commentary was the word I was looking for. Banished Knight Oleg. I don't even use him anymore. I use a Mimic. Yeah, I'm watching my own gameplay. I haven't done this in a while. Again, my first playthrough. Just like I said before, I power game. Like, I power game hard. But the way I do it, it's hard to deny what I'm doing. So with me flat out admitting I power game, I completely see what the DM was doing. And I'm going to say no to what the player was doing. Like, no, you can't have this invulnerable immortal thing because you're just going to always call it out. It's not nerfing your character. You got to have some kind of vulnerability because then how's even a god gonna deal with you? You're gonna hide behind this one thing. It's gonna cause balancing issues, and you're only thinking about yourself. And now, as I said and have been saying, this is coming from someone who power games. Like I use bending. Uh, I will advocate for the elemental monk all day, every day, because they are incredibly powerful and with their bending skill. And bending skills they cost no chi. Is you bend 1 cubic foot of the elements, and it causes like no chi use. A lot of stuff's made of metal and earth, and how many things need to breathe? That much aside, I like to multi-class with the excuse me, sorry about that, the Hexblade Warlock, because Hexblades can summon. If you don't have a warrior, I said a warrior, a weapon bound to you, you can summon whatever weapon you're thinking of. And as I said before, I don't know. Oh hey, yeah, now we get the second weapon that I'm using. I don't know about any of the supplements and things like that. Like I keep hearing Artificer. I don't know anything about an Artificer. But with a Hexblade, you can keep summoning different weapons as long as you have the schematics completely worked out in your head. And that's what I do. My son often doesn't like that because he's like, you're delving into Artificer territory. And I keep telling him, I don't know what an Artificer is. Maybe one day I'll look it up, but there's that. So, not to detract too much from the actual story, I use my warlock skills with my monk skills to create a very powerful weapon, or a very powerful attack. I would venture to say it's overpowering. It's overpowered. But it's not unstoppable. It's not invulnerable. It's not immortal. And as I've said, and I just want to reiterate one more time, this is coming from a power gamer. This is coming from someone who actively power games. Like, I want to get as strong as I can. I want to do the high damage numbers. I'm that guy. I'm the guy that wants to do the most damage in a group, because I'm not sure what else I can contribute. I try to figure things out, but dust or something. I apologize. But the way I play my characters, I'm often an edgelord, and that's me actively saying this. So, as I said, I agree with the DM, wholly, fully, truly, completely. I would have told him, no, you have to have some point of vulnerability, period. It's not going to fly otherwise. You can't use both of them. You have to use one or the other. Just as the DM said. That's just what it is. And with that being said, I want to end my video here. As I said, I will try to upload 2 tomorrow to fill my promise of doing 3 a week. I do apologize for not doing one yesterday. As I said, dad duties, and I was tired. Hopefully you guys can understand and forgive me for that. But be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, the notification button, and the bell. That lets me know you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. It lets me know also you guys love me. No, it's free for you, but it means the absolute world for me. I mean absolutely that. I mean, it means the absolute world for me. If you've been here for a while, you know that I absolutely love interacting with you guys. And I love the commentary, and I love the feedback, and I like to get back to you guys as fast as possible. With the algorithm, when you like it, it pushes the content out to other people that may not know this channel exists. And that's the way we grow. And I'm trying to grow and take my little lame stories to as many people so I can probably brighten somebody's day. At least I try to. Hopefully you guys, look forward to listening to me. But in the meantime, in between time, and I'm always with the peace signs, I'm King Sway. That's Elden Ring in the background. You guys are watching me get stronger as I go along. Hopefully this corresponds with your Dungeons and Dragons stuff. Because that's actually why I'm doing it. But I will see you guys in the next one. Later.